So you can start sharing the screen.
Yes. Just a second.
Hello friends, this is Durga from IT University. One of the student is actually facing permission denied issue as part of MySQL running on Docker. So I just want to troubleshoot this issue. Yeah, can you come out of this?
Okay.
Can you exit from the MySQL?
Yes. Yeah, I've exited.
Yeah, let me take the control.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me run ls-ltr command here. Okay. Did you do any customizations or no,
No.
now you are not in the Docker actually? Let us actually look at the Docker container name. Okay, the Docker container name is nothing but MySQL retail. So let me say Docker execc
Sudo.
-it.
I think sudo is
Yeah,
required.
yeah. Retail. So let me do this. Okay, that's fine. Sudo Docker execc -it MySQL retail and bash. Okay, I missed the C in exe. Can you zoom in a bit? If you hit controls, 1 minute, I will let to zoom in a moment. For now, let me type.
There's a spelling error in Docker.
Okay, got it. Can you zoom in a bit? Just hit control plus.
Okay.
I think it might zoom. Yeah, zoom in
Very good.
further.
Okay.
Yeah, zoom in further. Further. Yeah. One more. And then we can hit Control L to actually clear the screen. Okay. Now we are in the container. Now if I say ls-ltr, we will see whether retail DB is there or not. Retail DB is there, but if you look at the user and owner, it is saying 1000 and 1001. I don't know why, where it went wrong. Okay, so probably that could be the reason. Let us change this owner to root. The reason why I'm using -r is it is recursive. So all the folders and files will be now owned by root.
Yeah, I was facing the same issue. Like I tried doing this myself, but I'm still getting permission denied.
Is it? Interesting.
Even though, yeah,
Okay. The only way we can deal with this is we have to exit, and then we have to remove this uh, container.
okay.
Now I can say Control R. Okay. First I have to kill it and then stop it and then delete, or I can use -f like this. Now the container is deleted. Now I can say Control R and then search for Docker run. Now let me see what command you are running here. Okay, everything looks good. Let me run this. Now let us get into the bash. Still it is giving the same issue. Why it is causing that issue? Let me see. Mm, okay, let me actually get into that. I think for everyone it is the same case because the owner is the Deepak Dilip here, and there it is root, right, in the VM. So that's why it is not changing the permissions. But let me see when I say cd retail db what it will. Yeah,
Okay.
you have read. Okay, I'm not able to run ls-ltr on this. How come? Interesting. This is the first time I'm seeing this kind of issue.
Okay.
Let me do this. Let me actually get into the folder and run ls-ltr. It is also looking good. One last thing what we'll do is which operating system you are using? Is it Ubuntu 18.04?
I'm using CentOS. CentOS 7.
Oh, okay. That's where the gap is. Probably because you are using CentOS, we are seeing this difference. Okay, let me delete this. Okay, and then let me do the git clone.
Okay.
Why you have chosen CentOS? Is there any particular reason?
No, there's no particular reason. You mentioned CentOS 7 or Ubuntu, so yeah.
Yeah. It is fine. I was just curious.
Okay.
It should work even with CentOS, so I will figure out. Okay, now let us actually delete the container once again. And let us run the command once again. So rn --name MySQL -d-e -v. I think with the CentOS, probably when we mount onto the Docker containers, there could be some issue with respect to the operating system. It might not be letting us to uh, change the permissions on the target folder.
Okay.
That could be the issue. We will figure out. I think if we Google, we should be able to get the answer. We just have to ask the right question in Google. Let me try once again with bash. Yeah, that is the issue. So let us come out of this. Let us go to Google. Can you go to Chrome and uh, search for it? I will also search on my machine. So here it is very important to ask the right question. I think where is your browser? Is it on other system or what? I'm not able to see it.
I think I can share only one tab. Okay. Wait.
No.
No,
Actually,
I can.
you have to
Yeah, I
stop
can.
sharing and you have to start sharing again.
Okay. Yeah. Just a second. Yeah.
Otherwise, let me do this. I don't want you to share. So let me share my screen now. And now let me actually search for it. Okay, so CentOS Docker mount. Yeah, see, we got the issue, I guess. This is the issue which we are facing, right? And if you look at the response, you have to say, okay, The reason is you have SELinux enabled. I got it.
Okay. Okay. So
Now
security.
you share the screen.
Yeah.
You just share the tab.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to get the details. So first and foremost, to make sure that it is enabled all the time, let me get the control. Okay. Now I have to say sudo vi etc SELinux config disabled.
Hmm.
Then sudo. So that will only facilitate you to disable the SELinux on the reboot. Unless and until you reboot, it will not be disabling the SELinux. To disable SELinux for this session, you can run this command sudo set enforce 0 and hit enter. Now it should be disabled. Actually, it will change it to the permissive mode. Set enforce will not disable, but it will change it to permissive mode. It might work or it might not work. However, the container is already created with SELinux enabled, and hence we have to remove the container and recreate the container. Okay, so let us remove the container and recreate the container. And then let us get into the container. Then let us run ls-ltr and see what it does. Still it is the issue. Let me do this. ls-ltr retail db. Okay, at least it is getting
Yeah.
inside.
Yes.
Okay, so it is
Yeah.
working fine. So let us actually create the db. So you
The
remember
deep.
the, yeah,
Yeah.
let me actually take care. So you enter the password of the root.
Yeah. IT was. Uh, I
IT
think it is.
Varsity.
Yes.
So you recreate the container once again and reset the password to a bit complicated one, because you will be opening up the
Okay.
port
Okay.
and
Yeah.
the video is streamed to YouTube. So if someone can get into the database using those
Okay.
credentials, and then they can saturate our credits. So
Okay. Okay. I'll change the
yeah,
password.
yeah, you can change the password, or actually you can disable the root by running a command called as MySQL secure installation. Just Google around about disabling the root password. You can actually disable anyone to log in into your database remotely as root.
Okay.
Okay, and then whenever you create new users, just create with a complicated password.
Okay.
Okay, so create database retail. For now, I'm just saying use retail. I'm not creating user and granting permissions. I'm actually running the script as root only.
Hmm.
So I can say source retail underscore db create underscore db.sql.
Yes, it's okay.
Cool. Okay, so because we are using CentOS 7, as there is a SELinux stands for Security Enforcing
Yeah.
Linux.
Yes.
So that is why it is causing the issue. One more suggestion I will give before we wrap up is you can actually run this command sudo user mod -ag docker. So I'm adding the current user Deepak Dilip 91 to group docker. Okay.
Hmm.
So I can actually say slash user, sorry, dollar user like this. Dollar user is nothing but environment variable which gives the current user. So I'm adding current user to Docker group here. Oh, Docker group doesn't exist, so it is not created. Okay, interesting. In Ubuntu, it would have been created automatically. If we add the user to Docker group, automatically whoever logs in using if that user is part of Docker group, he don't need to use sudo command to manage the Docker containers
Okay.
and images.
Okay.
Okay, so see how to take care of it
Yeah.
in CentOS. Most likely
Yeah.
you should be able to create the group
Yeah.
and then add this user to the group, and it might work. You just have to log out and log in, then it will work. If not, you
Okay.
just Google around and you should be able to find the solution. That way you don't need to run sudo all the time.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So we'll be wrapping up. So successfully the issue is resolved. And if anyone of you who is watching this on YouTube, if you are using CentOS 7, because of SELinux, the permissions on the files that are mounted onto the Docker container, the users in the Docker containers are not getting any permissions. We just disabled the SELinux and we actually recreated the container and solved the problem. That being said, thank you and see you
Okay.
soon. Bye.
Thank you.